I have a comparison that I want to make that the band is not metal at all, but this album, Dead End Kings, reminds me of El Cielo from
Dredge. Okay.
the band Dredge.
Yep.
In not that they sound the same or anything like that,
Definitely not.
or the same genre at all, nothing like that. But the fact that the album as a whole is amazing and can be listened, beginning to end, and you won't even know when you hit the end if you have it on repeat.
Well, that's what we had talked about. Is that you don't even know where you are on the album because if you listen to it on repeat, it's all just...
It's so good, and there's never just a song that you automatically want to go to. It's just, it all goes and, comes and goes, and it's great. As opposed to The Great Cold Distance, which had a couple solid tracks on it, kind of like Catch Without Arms from Dredge. And, you know what I mean? Like My Twin was like a radio hit, practically, But that in July, a lot of people went to.
Deliberation. Soil Song.
Yeah. So they had their good 4 or 5 on there that really stuck out compared to the whole album itself, Every once in a while, I found myself kind of skipping through once in a while. Not that the other songs, there were any problems with it, but I just loved those specific songs so much. I wanted to hear them so often. And then, Night is the New Day was kind of in the middle of the two. Because it definitely had its hits, I guess you could say, but at the same time, there were no reason at all to skip any of those tracks.
Well, you know what I think is funny? I agree with you and disagree at the same time. I agree with what you're saying, but I disagree in that the new album, as we discussed last week, I don't necessarily like the order of the songs. I don't think the songs were put in a way that flows.
Yeah.
However, I feel like that leads to me enjoying the album more.
Because you don't know what's coming up?
Because there's no real rhyme or reason. It's not like they went like, okay, soft, heavy, soft, heavy, soft, heavy.
Right.
They weren't burying, the ballad in between 2 heavy songs. So the album is kind of this weird roller coaster through the whole thing. Like you get to the really heavy highs and you're down in like the jazzy low, like from Buildings to Leech. Just think about the jump in what kind of music you're listening to.
Right.
And I feel like that Great Cold Distance, which is still one of my favorite albums of all time, I think that because the tracks flow so well from one to the next, that makes it easy to skip tracks.
Oh, yeah.
So you get to, My Twin, and let me jump to July, let me jump to Deliberation. And
that makes sense,
because you know what's coming next. And I feel like this one kind of keeps you a little off balance.
Right.
So, I mean, I can't say that... If I put Great Cold Distance in right now, I could listen to it absolutely start to finish and enjoy every second of it.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right, there are songs that just stand out above the rest.
Yeah.
And this album may get to that point. We've probably listened to it at work, 100 times?
Yeah. More than
Easily.
That. Yeah.
And, the album, I mean, it's good doing this because we got it early, but, it's amazing how the first time I listened to it, it was like, okay, Dead Letters is my favorite song. It's like, well, Buildings is really good. Oh, Leech is pretty awesome. So...
See, like, with this album, if I were to show somebody, I would just let them play it front to back. As opposed to Great Cold Distance, I would maybe skip to My Twin and let them listen to My Twin first. If they were being introduced to Catatonia.
Yeah.
But,
I think that there's just so many great songs to satisfy every possible interest you could have. If you like the softer crooning songs, you got that. The Racing Heart is a great softer song.
Yeah.
And now the other thing is that The Great Cold Distance was also awesome for me because it had 5 awesome B-sides.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Night is the New Day only had 2. Mm-hmm. Well, 1 actually. 1 and then 2 remixes. But I'm curious to see what songs they recorded that didn't make this album.
Yeah.
Because if they're like this, obviously you could be talking, a great Catatonia album. Great Catatonia album.
Well, I see listed here the limited deluxe edition bonus tracks. There are 2.
Oh, right. And that's the one I ordered.
Track 12 is Second. The name is Second. And track 13 is The Act of Darkening.
Interesting.
Which
Mine didn't come yet.
Gotten. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you're still waiting.
I thought it was going to come today. I was looking outside at FedEx going, motherfucker, bring me my Catatonia limited edition.
I bought the album, but I'll tell you what, if I see yours, I may just end up buying the whole thing anyways.
It's fucking ridiculous. With the 2 vinyl, DVD, CD, I think it comes with a hand job.
yeah.
Something, I don't know. But
and another thing is, the artwork is awesome and different.
Yes, awesome and different. That's exactly the way to put it. It's awesome and different.
It wasn't like one of those like, oh, they changed it, crap, like it's horrible, you know?
And
they
I have
changed
to admit,
it and it's great.
The first time I saw the album artwork, I actually was a little torn on it. Because I love the background of it. I love the forest. I love the bird creature. But I didn't necessarily like that the band and album title were in that black rectangle.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wish I thought they would have just make the font black and just put it on the white background.
Right.
So I wasn't a fan of that. Now I mean, I really don't care. I think the album artwork is awesome.
Yeah.
And it just, when you look at it, it looks like a Catatonia album cover.
Yeah. I mean, they just didn't do that black bar in the other albums. They kind of just typed it on there.
Well, because all the other albums, the last two were black, basically black-dominated covers.
Well, Great Cold Distance is like red with white font, and Night is New Day has the word Catatonia is in white, but the album title is in gray. Actually.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't a white background. That you had to go with that.
Yeah,
but yeah. I mean, it just seems like I can't think of anything that could go wrong with Catatonia.
Yeah.
They just, every time they change a little bit, I mean, you think over the course of their career, they went from being a pretty heavy, like, death metal style band to what we have now.
Yeah.
And, a lot of their bios and everything still consider them to be a doom band. They're not really doom by any standard at this point. They're doom in the sad lyrical quality.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just amazing. It's amazing. But, yeah.
Well, for those of you who have not heard it yet, you better get on it.
Yeah, we suggest that you get on it pretty quick because...
it's been out for almost a week now.
Yep. And, check out that limited edition on their site if there's any left. I don't even know. I didn't even think about that, actually. But check it out. It's got the 2 vinyl set. It's got the special edition CD with the bonus tracks and the DVD with... I don't know what's on the DVD. I think it's probably a making of. Maybe a live performance or something. I didn't actually look at what was on the DVD.
Yeah.
But definitely it's already jumped right towards the top of my album of the year list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think that, we were talking about this the other day. I think it is in our best interest, Justin, to, keep up with our album of the year list and try to update them semi-often.
So that we don't miss an album like I did.
Yeah, like you did, or like, last year when we got to the end and had to go back through a year's worth of albums.
Yeah, that's true.
Just to try and make it all fit. So, it's up there already. I've added quite a few albums already to my list.
It's standing at the top screaming, "I'm up here."
Yes, it's screaming, "I'm up here." And, it's definitely going to be in the top couple. Unless, hey, we still got 3-4 months left in the year. 4. September, October, November, December left in the year.
Yep.
So who knows what could happen. I feel like last year you had Nightwish came out at the tail end, like the last week of the year, and it made your top 10 list.
Yep.
So that says a lot.
It's funny you brought them up because I did want to mention Nightwish in this podcast because that jazz song.
Oh yeah, you were saying
it reminds me of the song "Slow Love Slow," which is on the new album of Nightwish's newest album, Imaginarium, and there's just like a couple notes that just remind me of it. I mean, I have to go back and listen to it again, but
there was also that part that we agreed sounded like Dream Theater.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I don't even remember what track that was on Catatonia.
I don't remember either.
Dead End Kings.
And I keep meaning to note it, but I never remember to. It's got like just kind of that Dream Theater like keyboard guitar combo.
Yeah, when we were listening to it at work, I don't even know where we're at.
Yeah.
Know?
Well, that's the other thing again, because the album is so great back to back to back listening to over and over. You kind of forget where the album begins and ends, and you don't know what track you're on. And I think that's the biggest compliment we can give them.
Yeah. The only time you know where you are is at the end.
Yep. I know the first track and the last track. I know are the bookends. Other than that, it's all lost in the middle. Yeah. Which is so awesome. But
Well, so that's our band of the month.
Yeah, that's our band of the month for all of September. October is going to be a battle because there's some big stuff coming out and
Yeah.
some big bands we're going to get to.
Maybe some small bands that might come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it could very well be. We could be talking about that band that you did.
Yep.
Could be talking about that band or that other band. Lotus Circle could even creep back up into the ratings.
I think that's.
I'm just saying they could. It's a wide open competition here, Justin. Nothing is laid out for us. It's the last couple have been pretty easy, though. I have to say. Usually, like when we go to record this, we're like debating up until 2 seconds.
True.
Okay, we're gonna roll now. Who is it gonna be?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Appalachian winner.
Yeah,
We just kind of whichever word ejaculates from your mouth at the last minute is what we end up using. But the last two, we've between Baroness, who, by the way, side note, they've all been released from the hospital. They're taking the rest of the year off, and then they're going to see where they are next year.
Good.
So yeah, I mean it's
so
we wish them a speedy recovery.
Somewhat minor, yeah.
Yeah, I mean one's broken leg, broken arm, or something.
Right.
I guess in the scale of things, that's
could have been worse. Yeah.
It could have been much worse. So we won't see them this year, but hopefully we'll catch them sometime next year.
Yeah.
But anyway, next week we're going to come back with an awesome topic that we want to talk to you guys about. We'll give you a preview here. It's going to be a big one.
Yep.
And it's going to explain a lot of what we talk about, both on and off the air.
What's funny is that people are probably assuming that you mean the word "the," but you're actually saying half a word.
Yep.
Could be a therapist or the rapist.
Of the rapist, yes, that's right.
So.
But anyway, Justin, I just kind of wanted to, we're about to sign off, and I just wanted you guys to know that, we go beyond, my brothers. Far beyond. But I promise you, soon, we shall return.
Okay.